My name is Samuel. I own Up Closets of Greenville, or Up Closets of the Upstate. We're located in Greenville, South Carolina, and we serve the entire upstate of South Carolina. So it's a pretty broad territory. We cover about 11 counties, so we can be driving in an hour in any direction without traffic and basically still be in our territory. Greenville's not a super, I guess, densely populated place, but there are a lot of people moving here, and there's a lot of new construction, so that definitely helps with growth for us, opportunities to help people outfit their houses with new closets, and yeah, we do pretty well.
And so you started fairly young in your early 20s. What is it running a custom closet business been like for you?
It's been unlike pretty much anything else I've done before. So you're right. I started fresh out of school. I had gotten an MBA and an undergrad degree before I did this, and this is my first thing outside of internships that I'm doing like full time. And it's been good. It's been challenging, the ups and downs of being a business owner, but it's been very rewarding as well as far as, income and feedback from customers and just the flexibility that also comes with like owning a business. It's been really nice.
Has it exceeded your expectations, or are you bigger or smaller than you thought you'd be? Like where are you on your growth curve?
That's a good question. It depends on where you ask about what I was thinking with the growth curve. Because when I was in training, I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. We're going to, trend to $1 million in sales within like, 6 months, and it's going to be, a piece of cake. And then 6 months into it, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But at this point now, having, $1 million business, having some staff and having a new truck, like it's beyond where I would have seen myself at pretty much any other uh, point. So it's been good. I've been very happy with it.
And so what's a typical day for you like? Like what is it like to run? Because explain your organization. Like how many people do you have and what do you do in the business versus what do the other folks in your team do?
Yeah, so I have a lead installer who takes care of the installs pretty much from start to finish. I'll still coordinate like with customers as far as the timing and stuff like that with the installs, but he's able to be on site to manage the subcontractors that we deal with as well. And he does a great job, makes my life a lot easier. And then our design consultant, she also does consultations just like I do, and she's really good with customers as well. I have people tell me all the time that they love working with her. And so, yeah, she's doing consultations, follow ups, and all that stuff. And then for me, I'm doing a lot of admin work. So, making sure that the business stays afloat and all that stuff. But consultations are one of the primary things that I deal with. So, a lot of time, behind the windshield doing consultations, interacting with customers, following up with them, scheduling installs, and all that stuff. So, a typical day, when I get asked that, I don't really know what to say for a typical day because no day is typical. I can be working from 8 o'clock until 8 p.m., or I can sleep in if I want to. It's nice to have that flexibility and to not be on the clock all the time, if that makes sense.
Like now running a business for a couple of years and being very successful at it, like what like could you work in a regular job again, or like do you have you been able to design a life you wanted to live using this model?
Ideally, yeah, I would never like work a regular job again just because I like the freedom that comes with it. I feel like the only if I were to work another job again, the only one that I would want to do is sales, just because you still have some of that flexibility, and it's yeah, it's enticing. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's how does up closets fit in your market as compared to the other people that provide closets? Like, because closets is a competitive space in most big cities, and
Mhm.
upstate's a really booming area right now. But like, you guys really stand out in a lot of key ways. Like, how would you explain what differentiates your business from your competitors?
Yeah, I would say it's our commitment to customer satisfaction. We do our best to make sure the customers are satisfied from start to finish with the process. And I can't speak so much for the other closet companies that we're competing with, but we're family owned and operated. We make sure that our customers are satisfied, whether it's fixing problems or just communicating well throughout the process. Um, Trying to be competitive with pricing as well and trying to figure that out. But yeah, I would say it's customer satisfaction and just making sure they're happy with everything.
Is the and we're often less expensive than the competition, but is the like how would you describe our product quality? Like what is it like compared to what else you see in the market?
Definitely fit and finish is going to be better than like some other competitors. And that also comes down to communication on the front end too, because I always try and make sure the customers know that they're responsible for taking out like wire racks and current shelving, whereas other companies might not communicate that. They'll take the stuff out and leave the walls looking terrible. So I try to make sure that customers are satisfied with that on the front end. And yeah.
Is there so why would you recommend a closet business for someone? Like why is this an industry that somebody should get into today if they're thinking about opening a business?
Yeah, because it's a good scalable model. You can go from being an owner operator to kind of having an executive model in a reasonable amount of time. There's a good profit margin, of course. There's flexibility. It's not like a life or death type of thing, so the stress level is manageable with all of that stuff. And yeah, it's rewarding to meet with customers and to see them super happy about their space being transformed. And it's also, of course, rewarding as far as like a lifestyle type of thing and financially as well.
And you started with no experience in closets, right? You never installed a closet or sold a closet or any kind of traditional kind of home improvement space. How has the support you've received from the Up Closets team helped you grow this business? And what are you doing different now than you were when you started?
Mhm. I mean, without you guys, I wouldn't be able to run this business. I wouldn't have the knowledge. I wouldn't have the connections with the manufacturing and everything like that. And then as far as just the advice, that I get from the team as far as coaching with sales and also install, either problem solving or just figuring out how to do installs, it's been super helpful for me with just managing the business and keeping my stress level down whenever things get kind of tough. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate that, and I think the team has done a great job helping me.
um, can you be specific? Is there a type of support you've received or that's helped you grow your business? Can you think of anything specific, whether it's marketing or sales coaching or
Hmm.
installation help, or like what kind of support have you received as an owner?
Yeah, so I've been pretty happy, especially with how the team has kept introducing us to new vendors. So like working with ClickTex or some of the other ones, just getting us involved with them, and you guys doing your due diligence and vetting them has helped me to be able to use their services in a way that's really helped to grow the business. And then of course the coaching calls as well, best practices, talking with Kayla about how to do pre-consultation calls, how to do consultations, how to, sell to customers and to be confident. All of that has been really helpful. And then yeah, with the install side of it too, Brian has in many times been very um, very available to me, like when I'm on an install to get things figured out if we're running into something. But yeah, it has been super helpful.
That's awesome. Um, what are you most proud of in this business? Like, what have you accomplished that you're proud of in the business you're building and continuing to build?
That's a good question. I'm pretty proud of our reputation. I don't like to leave customers in a spot where they're not happy with us, and we have great reviews on Google. So other customers get to see that, and it helps us with sales. But I'm happy to say that we do our best for our customers.
And what's since this is your first business, like what now that you've run a successful franchise model and been a franchisee, like what do you think the advantages of being a franchisee over doing this and trying to figure it out yourself are? Like if you had done this on your own, like would you have a similar result, or is there some advantages to being a franchisee?
Yeah, there are definitely advantages to being a franchisee. I mean, I know that we have franchise fees, but they have a purpose. You guys offer us a ton of value, and that, like I said before, being able to scale the business, I wouldn't be able to do that on my own. I wouldn't even know where to start. So having that business model, having that business plan helps to have people like me who didn't really have much experience basically jump into a business with a lot of support, knowing that if I do the things that they tell me to, I'm going to succeed.
And lastly, like what would you say about what would you want somebody to know about the culture of the company? Like it's like, can you describe the culture, or like what is it? What's it like to be a franchisee? How are you treated, and
Mhm.
that kind of a thing?
Yeah, it's very supportive. Like the corporate team has been really helpful for me. Um, yeah, it's been good. I appreciate the attention to really the attention to our needs and finding new vendors, better ways to do things, improvements on manufacturing and all of that, that you don't just, leave us out in the wild to fend for ourselves, but, you really try and help us. So I definitely appreciate that.
Do you talk to other franchisees often, or
Not as much as I should. On occasion I do, but yeah.
you kind of keep to yourself? That's,
Yeah, I tend to do that unless I'm running into like a slow sales month or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but is there? It's pretty easy to communicate with other owners. Like how easy
Mhm.
is it to get support from other people in the system?
Yeah, it is very easy. We have, the different channels where we can talk to multiple owners at once, or I can just talk to individual owners at different times, and we're able to share ideas for how to make our businesses better, and that that has helped me in the past.
So where do you see your business going over the next 3 years? Like where do you see it? Where would you like to grow it into?
Over the next 3 years, I mean, I'd like to be able to get from, I think we did about 1.2 million in sales last year. I'd like to be able to get it to 2 to 2.5 million, per year, sometime in the next 3 years, to be able to kind of fire myself from the business and probably start another one as well.
Nice. And what is that $2.5 million versus when you double the business? Like what is that? What's the difference? Is it more people, more marketing? Like what do you have to do to get to that level?
Yeah, probably both. Definitely more people on the sales consultation side, and of course on the install side. So probably another van too. And then, yes, it would definitely be spending more on marketing, trying to find new avenues that maybe aren't online marketing to help kind of give us some variety of lead flow, because it can be kind of difficult, only depending on like Facebook and Google. So doing those kind of things, I think will help us grow to that point.
All right. And then anything you'd say about to a potential franchisee who's thinking about researching up closets? Like what would you want them to know?
One thing I tell people a lot in like the I guess not discovery calls, but just the kind of interviews that I do with potential franchisees is sometimes I get the idea from them that they kind of want to just do it part time. They don't really want to put in a big investment, and I always try and tell them that it is an investment. Like there's a lot that goes into it, both financially and a commitment, and with time too. So if you're not willing to really give it like 100%, it makes it a lot more difficult to succeed.
So you would want somebody to be a full time kind of. It's not an absentee business, in other words.
Yeah, I mean, I understand how it could be, but at the same time, it's one of those that if you really, dig into it yourself and learn how to manage it, then you can eventually pass those responsibilities off to other people in a successful way.
Yeah. Nice. Anything else you want to say about the experience of being an owner?
Um, God's been good to us. We've been blessed with a good team, with great sales, and with great customers too.
Yeah. Well, we sure appreciate having you. All right, man. That's pretty much all I needed. Just a little